As far as the injuries go, Hollywood Brown kind of has that same thing that Tyreek had down here, actually. Sternoclavicular post dislocation. They've taken him to the hospital. They'll check him out, and they're working on that as we speak. And then McCade he hurt his left knee, so they'll evaluate that in the next day or so here. Other than that, I think everybody else made it out okay. Wanye didn't play, but we had talked about his injury there. So there were some good things, and there were some things we need to work on in this game. I mean, the obvious is we'll clean up the special teams and what took place there, put the defense, kind of compromise their first series there by putting them into a short field. I thought the offense did some nice things. I mean, normally we'll catch that ball that was a little bit low there and complete that and keep the drive going. But, so things to work on, but there were also some positive things throughout. I thought Hicks and Steele played well. Those two you kind of look at and go, all right, they jumped out a little bit, right? Anyways, with that time,
Coach, if you don't mind, on the special teams, the safety, did they give you an explanation on that?
Yeah, they did. I think they're trying to work that out. Normally when the ball goes in the end zone and you touch it there, then it's a dead ball. But that's we'll get it cleared up and see what they come up with there.
Andy, you mentioned Hollywood's exact injury, but just level of concern with obviously Tyreek missed some time.
Yeah, no, he did. So I think he'll miss some time. We'll just see where it's at. I mean, they're kind of going through it right now, and we'll know more later on here. So
you touched on Carson, but just wonder if you could speak to his first action.
Yeah, he started off like gangbusters, and then the rush, the rush got him. So that's not what he did and how he handled things was great. It was just he had a lot of pressure there, working through.
Coach, you said you wanted to get some of the higher draft picks, some reps with the better competition. Where did you see from those guys?
Yeah, I thought for the most part they did a good job. Worthy got in there and did some things and had a few plays, and that first call was for him, and they threw a little different coverage at us, so didn't quite work the way we wanted it, but that's all right. And then I thought, Wiley, I thought he got a ton of snaps. I thought he did a pretty good job in there. Defensively, they all played. They all got a ton of reps. So I thought Hicks, I mentioned him just stepping up, and thought he did a real nice job in there.
And you mentioned Wiley. He took a little hit there. Was that kind of his welcome to the NFL moment?
Yeah, he's a big target, and he's going to take a few of those. But as long as he bounces up, that's a good thing.
Obviously, Jaden's had a really good training camp, but what takes it to another level when you see him be able to translate it over to a preseason game?
Yeah, I liked what I saw, and he's big and he's fast. He did a good job on special teams, likewise. So they did a nice job all the way around.
Coach, you got players obviously that come to the league for the first time. Since you're one of two teams that don't do joint practices, what are some of the? I know you kind of give us a little bit more. What are some of the things, some of the positive you take away from tonight that you saw from your new players?
Just kind of what I've mentioned. Just I like what I've seen. I mean, I'm not going to go back through all those guys, but I thought there were some positive things that they can take from it. In some cases, they've got to learn.